you could apply that to everything, to really question and really get to the bottom of, man, what do I need to do to be successful, to be healthy, and different things like that. So I got another question. How has your culture motivated you? And specifically, like being African American, even more specifically, being a Nigerian American, successful entrepreneur, like in, business sector. How has your culture motivated you?
That's a good question. I think you can ask any Nigerian American, and really anyone that has had parents that are born in Africa, it doesn't matter what country, that had to come here the hard way. So, for example, my parents, my dad specifically, and a lot of my relatives in Nigeria, I got uncles and cousins that are doctors, that are lawyers, that really have no opportunity back home. And their only way to success is to come to the United States. And most of them have to come here the hard way, applying for a visa, doing the interview. By the time that happens, is a couple years down the road. And then, of course, forking out the hundreds of dollars that it costs just to get here to the United States and become a citizen, a naturalized citizen eventually. But it's a hard and a long process for a lot of people that are in Africa and really any other country that would love the opportunities that we obviously take for granted here in the United States. So with that being said, I've seen how my dad had to get here the hard way, to struggle, to have his merits be part of his backing, to say, hey, you know what? We can accept you here as a United States citizen. And of course, he went about it the right way. And of course, when he came here in the mid-70s, he went here to school basically on an international scholarship, where, he was great in math and engineering. And that's what brought him here to the United States. He lived in Missouri for a couple of years, and that's where I was born. And of course, brought over my mom as well. So the hard aspects of getting here, and then of course, using all of the opportunities that each one of us as United States citizens that are born here, that we have, he saw that as an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I've seen the struggle back home, right? I've seen where we take advantage of literally everything. I mean, running water, right? You literally have to go fetch your water, right? Boil that water and then take a shower. Here we have the experience of running water literally anytime we want, right? Same thing for electricity. All the hard things that my parents, my grandparents, my cousins, second cousins, third cousins had to struggle, we really take for granted here. So that's embedded into a lot of people's culture, especially if your parents are not born here, when you've seen the struggle and they've told you the stories. And I've been to Nigeria at least 5 times, so I can see it for myself. Where I said, man, this is incredible what they have to go through just on a daily basis to eat, to live, to take advantage of education, and really to get a decent, well-paying job. Those are things that motivate me for sure to say, hey, I'll pass this on to my daughter. I'll pass this on to my other daughter. I'll pass this on to my anyone that is willing to listen and say, hey, the struggle is real. The struggle is real, but it is nowhere close to our peers outside the borders. I mean, it's night and day. And a lot of things that we take for granted is unprecedented. So with that being said, any Nigerian will tell you that we work hard, we struggle. And for us, you work to get to where you are. There is no hands outs. There is no gimme. There is no jump in the line, so to speak, right? We set our aspirations high as we can go, because then, of course, that makes it easy for everyone else. It's really a combination of hard work and opportunity for us.
That's good. That's good, man. I want to be respectful of your time. I got one more question.
No worries, bro.
And I'll do a chance to do plugs and stuff. But, I've always heard that, leaders are learners, and, the moment you stop reading is the moment you stop learning. So what has been, maybe top 3 or your best, book that has, affected you in, man, your travel and your growth as a leader?
Yeah, when it comes to books, there's so many. 1984 is a great one. It really kind of entails what's going on today, right? good is bad, left is right, up is down. That's really the society that we live in today, and has really taken a trajectory for the worse, really in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know if you've noticed it yourself when you turn on TV and you're seeing things that you're like, wait a minute, like, what happened, right? Censorship, for example. Look at UC Berkeley. Here's a school that everyone knew was a champion of free speech and free rights, right? You can go on campus and you can talk about anything and everything your heart desired. No one would bat an eye. It was accepted, right? Now you have groups that are censoring people, that are burning buildings down, that are protesting in the streets for no reason other than to stifle people's free freedom of speech and their free rights. It's incredible. You have people really marching in Washington and all these other cities across the United States trying to get rid of our God-given rights, the ability for free speech, the ability to free assemble, right? So, things like that. 1984 is a great, great novel by George Orwell. There's so many others that I read. I read a lot.